Here we go. Spoiler alert, audience.
Good morning. It's the Jason Show, Monday edition, and it is the most Monday of Mondays of 2020.
It so is.
It's the epitome of all the things.
Yeah.
I'm Shane Wells. We got Kendall Mark. We are your Jason for the week. We get a twofer.
Twofer, the Shendel.
Shendel show.
People keep tweeting me about that. They're like, we love the Shendel name.
Great.
So dumb.
Fantastic.
But they like it. We're going to appreciate all of you being patient with us today. We all didn't sleep because of those storms last night. I'm sure none of you did either. Shane, that was nutter butters, as Jason would say.
And it just wouldn't stop. I think that
No.
was the thing. It was just going and going. And I would look at the radar and be like, it's got to end,
gotta move.
right? I mean, it was like 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. And we had some big trees down in our neighborhood. We got lucky. We had a big branch down, and it was about a foot from the neighbor's car. Whew. Just a little sweat in there. How about you?
I know. Well, overnight last night, I didn't sleep very well. But over this weekend, I was in Red Wing on Saturday. And if you live in Lake City, Red Wing, that area, or if you were watching Sunday morning, it was a mess. Like the power went out all night. I've never, that I can remember, seen the wind like that without it being a tornado. All these trees were down in my parents' yard. One of them completely blocked the driveway. The other one took out the old gazebo. And my mom was like, cool, you take out that gazebo. I've been wanting to move it for years.
Fresh start.
Like one way to do it is just the willow tree just fall over. But
wow.
It was quite the morning of chainsawing, picking up sticks. I mean, my dogs loved it. My dogs were very helpful with the stick picking up, you know?
It's a game.
It's like, oh.
How was it overnight last night? Did they get it again? Have you checked in yet?
No, I have not checked in. But however, I did have to tell my husband, I was like, I drove over the grass this morning and you're just gonna have to deal with it. You're just gonna have to deal with it.
Who did that?
It wasn't me. You had a big week, not weekend, but on Thursday you were gone because you'd gone fishing.
Gone fishing, yeah. So my dad, for Father's Day, we got him a guided fishing excursion on Lake Mille Lacs, which I had never been on. And so it was me and my husband and my dad.
Right.
Really, we had a great guide, Julie Lane. She was so entertaining. And we caught 38 fish.
38?
Yeah, 37 smallmouth bass and one walleye. And these
One
were
walleye,
monsters.
baby.
I know, the walleye was a little one.
Look at you.
That is my best catch. So it was 19 inches. We measured them all, took pictures. There is documentation. But Julie's good. She'd be like, here, hold the fish out in front of you. It looks bigger. But it was a big fish to begin with. I could barely hold it up. And then I think we have one more picture of my dad. Nope. Okay, just kidding. Anyway, this was for Father's Day, and we're finally getting to do our excursion, which obviously was delayed just a wee bit. But it was really fun.
Well, you and I had talked about before you left, you were like, I might not catch any fish. This might be very, fun to be with my dad, but a little boring because I don't normally fish and I don't catch anything. But you clearly did catch
I was
a lot of
gonna
fish.
bring a magazine.
Yeah.
And snacks. But by the way, Mille Lacs, I didn't know, it's like being on the sea. It's not a smooth
huge.
lake, so it's not like you could really read.
No.
It was a great thought on my part, but didn't happen. But we had a blast, and it was just endless fish catching. It was good times.
Fisherwoman Shane, everybody. Hey, get your
Maybe.
spoons ready. It's time for the hot dish. America's favorite or least favorite, depends on who you ask, talent judge is in rough shape this morning. Simon Cowell is in the hospital after an accident on his brand new e-bike. Now, Simon reportedly broke his back in multiple places. The incident apparently happened in his courtyard while he was testing that new e-bike. On social media, he posted, quote, if you buy an electric bike, read the manual before you ride it for the first time. A spokesperson for Simon says he had successful surgery on Sunday and is recovering. Well, I'm glad he's okay. The one thing I found interesting about this, you have to check and see how Twitter's going to respond, right? And how we started this with favorite.
Do I want to know?
Or least favorite. It was fascinating in my extra Minnesotan accent. So half the people were like, Simon, I wish you really well. Half the people were like, I hate you. I hope you feel better. It was pretty funny. And then half of it, another half, so that makes math wrong, but it's Monday and I didn't get a lot of sleep, were in foreign languages that I can only assume said the same thing as the latter of, I don't like you. I hope you feel okay.
The guy broke his back, I think.
I know.
Really, he's just a harsh judge who says the things you're thinking out loud.
Right.
But yeah, of course. Have you ever ridden an e-bike, by the way? I'm very interested in them.
Girl, no.
Okay.
No. I would kill myself. I would break my back and I would not be okay.
So there you go. I haven't tried it either, but they look so like pleasant, like what a ride. You're just cruising.
Did you say pleasant? They look
pleasant ride. Yeah, like you just like pedal, but you're like cruising. I mean, I would be helmeted for sure, but.
Nah, girl.
No, okay. I like also that he was testing it in his courtyard.
Oh yes, his large
courtyard, not a driveway.
I'm like, if I tested it in my courtyard, it would be like,
yep,
reverse.
There's no courtyard. No courtyard in my house. Next in the dish, the end of the road for Minnesota's Bachelorette couple could be here. So sources are telling E! News that Becca and Garrett done. Now, the two got engaged on The Bachelorette 2 years ago. At the time, it was revealed that Garrett had liked some hateful Instagram posts. He apologized, but following the death of George Floyd, he posted a message which Becca called tone-deaf and offensive. And now sources are saying that their lifestyles just don't mesh anymore and they are living separately. Becca not letting the report slide, though. She actually commented on the post saying, LOL, interesting source. I mean, if nothing else, the least you could do is spell the names correctly and consistently in your article. But if you'll notice, she never actually denied that it was true. And I did the whole Instagram sleuthing, and they haven't posted together since I think May 27th. Now, she could have done stories with him, but those disappear after 24 hours. But the actual posts, it's been a while.
Which would be right around the time that he maybe would have shared something that she was not agreeing with. Ooh, okay, so this is like way more gift keeps on giving skinny on Bachelorette, and I know that you follow all this up.
Oh yeah, especially Becca. She's our own.
Yes, we've been talking about this season of The Bachelorette, right? Claire, she out, Tayshia's in. Well, people have been seeing, we told you this last week about Hannah Ann on the resort. They've been seeing Becca there, and now there's this whole idea. This is all, I've read this all on Twitter, so it's clearly very
It's definitely true.
Definitely true. That there's some triumvirate semi-Bachelorette thing going on where they all gonna get to pick who they want and choose. It's gonna be so weird. But if this is true, if Becca's really involved in some 3 different people thing, and that means they have to have been broken up for a while. It sounds a lot
like raunchier than it is.
No,
but it's just
I don't mean it that way. I mean the 3 different women getting
every time
to
you say it,
someone.
I'm like, wait, what?
Sorry, that's what they were calling it. But really interesting. We still think she's just there as sort of how they do that support source thing.
Right.
I don't know.
Tayshia didn't make it. She was dumped. Hannah Ann was dumped. Becca was dumped by Ari.
Right.
So maybe it's just that they are in like we got dumped on The Bachelorette, but we got another shot club.
Yeah.
That's what I hope, at least.
I really hope that too. I mean, we love Becca. Thing. We just want her to be happy.
This is true. And move back to Minnesota.
Love you, Becca.
We'll take you in. Next in the dish, the new season of Selling Sunset. Love this show. Dropped over the weekend. Full of drama. Here's a clip from the trailer.
I just closed on the $44 million house. Cheers.
I have learned the hard way that incredible houses don't sell themselves.
Is Jason giving Megan another listing?
Favoritism at its best.
Christine went into the whole group and was like mimicking you. Wow.
Christine has really revealed her true colors. I never start the drama. I just finish it.
You know, I get a little distracted planning a wedding. I can't help it people are interested in Tarek in my life. I'm not doing this anymore.
Why not?
You guys are making fun of me.
I just got a Google alert from TMZ. Justin Hartley filed for divorce.
Oh my God.
The Netflix show is a combination of Million Dollar Listing and Real Housewives. And this season covers the divorce between Chriselle Stoss and actor Justin Hartley, who stars in This Is Us. He broke the news to her on the show via text. Fans, they were not having it. So over the weekend, Justin Hartley posted an Instagram post, this is it, but his entire comment section is full of hate. He has yet to publicly comment on what happened. He also has a new lady, but that wasn't revealed on the show. Now he started dating pretty quick after, so. Yeah. You're a big Justin Hartley, or at least This Is Us fan.
I know. I love This Is Us. It is one of the few shows I actually watch. And he's so great on that show that he's one of those people that you're like, I know this is just a character you play.
Right.
But I really like you. So, but didn't we know about this well before this season aired on Netflix? Like, hasn't this been known for a while?
Yeah, so the news came out that they were divorcing, but we actually see it in real time play out because the cameras are following her the whole time. And she, on the show, just so you know, is a very likable character, like probably the heroine of this, at least season 2 and 3. And so people love her. She seems very sweet and genuine. And then she just, it's one night she's at this charity event with her friends, and she's actually donating a lunch with her husband, Justin, and she's talking about it. And then the next day, TMZ, so supposedly too, she gets the text, and then 45 minutes later, he had released it to all the like TMZ people, us, and so she had no time to even talk to him or digest it. Whoa. It came down harsh. So just watching that unfold was what kind of kept this season in a whole new realm. So season 1's like okay of selling Netflix. It gets or selling Sunset.
Selling Netflix on Netflix.
That would be an interesting show. Season 2 and 3, they just kind of keep getting better. There's no word on a 4th season yet though, but they have to.
Well, I was going to ask you that about her because it seems like she's the only one who seems pretty normal and pretty nice.
You know who else is on here that's interesting actually?
Who?
Season 1, she wasn't dating him, but her name's Heather. She's now engaged to Tarek from Flip or Flop.
Oh my gosh.
Was it Flip or Flop? Yeah.
Yeah, Flip or Flop, the original.
So they're engaged now. So on the 2nd season, she starts dating him. He's not really on the show. He's not a character. It just happened off the show. So he's another random side story too, that her engagement's unfair. And she seems decent. There's a few that Mary's really likable. It's like 3 against 4.
Would you recommend this show to anyone? I mean, you binged it this weekend, right?
It's really easy to watch. It's like 26 minutes. They're really quick, and there's only 7 episodes-ish per season, so you can really burn through them. So you don't lose like attention. It keeps you.
Okay.
I couldn't stop. I can't stop, won't stop.
It looks fascinating, but honestly, like it does. Because I like both of the shows that you say it's kind of like.
Yes.
And a lot of our viewers do too. So
I think give it a try.
Give it a try. All right, folks. Still ahead, Madonna is giving us a tease of what's to come in her world.
And then the new season of Big Brother has begun. And with an all-star cast. Well, we of course needed our own all-star to help us break it down. McCrae Olsen will join us.
And then producer Ted will review his latest dating show, Love on the Spectrum. What did he think of it? We'll find out. Jason Show will be right back.
So you had, Amanda, she's
Music starts. What's the song? All these details are important. They're important. Pick one. Pick a good one. Walk for me. You know, sometimes you just gotta eat a nut. Pinstripe suit.
Sometimes you just gotta eat a nut. That's all. Gotta eat a nut. Madonna has fans interested in what she's doing during quarantine. She posted this video over the weekend alongside screenwriter who you might not recognize, but you'll know her name, Diablo Cody. She wrote the movie Juno. Madonna captured the video. When you're stuck in the house, what do? Write a screenplay with Diablo Cody. You know, I did that too, Shane. I wrote a screenplay with Diablo Cody. Because she's from here.
I'm feeling like I didn't accomplish nearly enough with my time at home.
Yeah, well, clearly you didn't because you didn't write a screenplay.
And she's from here, Diablo Cody.
Right.
She's one of us.
We could have actually done that with her, but she doesn't know us.
So close. Next time. Next quarantine. Yeah. Hey, you know what? On Mondays, we get a special serving of hot dish all the way from Hollywood. So please give it up for Brad from TMZ. Hey, Brad.
Hey, good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Brad. We're a little tired over here, but hopefully you got a little more sleep than us. All right, we've been talking about Kanye a lot lately. Kim and Kanye, they're still on vacation. What do you know?
Right, so they went on that family-saving vacation, the two of them, to work out their marriage issues. They were in the Dominican Republic for about a week, and now we know that they've headed west. They're going to do a little glamping trip with them and their 4 children. Obviously, still a lot to talk about with those two. There was a lot said, at least Kanye said a lot about Kim on Twitter for a couple weeks ago. So they have some issues to iron out, but at least they're having some fun with the kids in the meantime.
When you say glamping, do you have any more details?
Yes. So I can tell you that that's not the traditional tent on hard ground. I know that there's going to be some electricity at least, possible nicer accommodations, that's for sure. But don't expect Kim and Kanye to be roughing it. It's still camping, just not the traditional trip.
No, we're not going to see them like cooking hot dogs over the fire. No shot.
No.
Next up, Tech9 performed a concert this weekend with very little social distancing. These videos always make me cringe.
Right. This was a show at Lake of the Ozarks on Saturday night. Of course, that has kind of been a spot of a few of these parties. Remember, I think it was 4th of July when they had that big pool party and there was a bit of a COVID breakout. Well, this was a concert, upwards of 1,000 people. Like you said, not a whole lot of social distancing. Don't see many masks either. So I think all we can do right now is kind of brace and hope that this doesn't cause another outbreak.
Who thought Lake of the Ozarks would be like the party central
spot? I know. It's disappointing.
Yeah.
Well, that and that all these different celebrities be throwing all these concerts all the time. I'm like, I want to get out too, but come on, people.
I know.
All right. Well, finally, if people want to get their house to get that Chip and Joanna treatment, they could be in luck and hopefully don't have to move all the way to Waco.
Well, that's right. So Fixer Upper, of course, they've been on a break for a little bit, but the new Magnolia TV network is supposed to start up next year. So Chip and Joanna are doing casting calls for Fixer Upper. All you got to do is be able to put up $50,000 for renovations, be able to evacuate your home for 30 to 35 weeks while they do this thing. And a big thing that was kind of a surprise for me, I thought they got to keep all the furniture that was put in these renovations. Turns out whatever is remaining from your budget, if it doesn't cover the furniture, you can buy furniture at a discounted rate. So those are some of the specifics we know are on the call sheet. I'm sure regardless, they're going to have a ton of people writing in and a ton of people super excited for what they'll turn up.
Yeah, I can't imagine having $50,000 and then being able to leave my house and pay rent somewhere else for 30 to 35 weeks.
Move it with mom and dad, I guess.
It's not going to be me. It's not going to be my house.
I'm writing a loan. I'm going to write a note. I'm going to get a loan. Okay. It's happening. It's happening.
There you go. Thanks, Brad, so much for joining us this morning from TMZ.
Thank you.
I'm being serious. Would they really come and do my house?
Yes.
That would be really cool.
And let's be real, half of it is casting for interesting people and entertaining people like
so
yourself.
Entertaining. I'm so entertaining.
I want a window into your world.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Lordy. Next in the dish, January Jones. This is very interesting. She's got a new love interest and she's going all in. The Mad Men actress apparently is a big NBA fan, and particularly of Kawhi Leonard of the Los Angeles Clippers. She posted to her Instagram story, future boyfriend, ? And call me, ? Very weird. No word if Kawhi has any interest. I'm doubtful because he has 2 kids and a longtime girlfriend. And of course, he's currently living in the NBA bubble. I get it when you think someone's cute and you want to drop them a DM, drop them a line, but maybe do a little research beforehand when you're that big of a celebrity, because he's definitely very clearly has a girlfriend of a long time and a couple kids. So you're just going to get a little under fire for that kind of talk.
I'm sure she was not pleased with that message. Yeah, that's a weird move. That's a weird move, January.
Very weird.
Move along to another man who is preferably single.
Don't mess with my man. What's that song? I'm a man. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to sing, so you don't want to hear it.
Old 90s song. Anyway, things are slowly returning to normal at the Mall of America.
While the mall has been open for a little while, Nickelodeon Universe remained closed until today. So I got to look at the new safety precautions in place for families. It feels so good to be back inside Nickelodeon Universe at the Mall of America. If you had been here, look, they're welcoming us just in time. If you had been to the Mall of America, though, since it reopened, you might have noticed that all the entrances were barricaded off. Now, this is the only one you will come and go through. So the Ferris wheel, the north entrance here. And I have to say, my trip to the Mall of America without Nickelodeon Universe, with the rides whirring and the kids screaming, it didn't feel right. Chris Gropp joins us this morning. Chris, how important is this to the Mall of America?
It's so exciting. This is so vital to what we do here and what we offer guests. To have a 7.5-acre theme park in the middle of what was a retail destination changes the game entirely. So we're thrilled that it's back up and running. As you can see, things are a bit different.
Yeah, what is going on here? I feel like Jason Matheson will want one of these contraptions.
In between every ride cycle, we're sanitizing each attraction. So this is a sanitized sprayer. A local company named Draco that typically makes paint sprayers has made these products for us to use on our attractions. So in between every cycle, this is what you'll see.
Okay, yes, so this is good. It's good to physically see all the cleaning happening. You have hand sanitizing stations at the entrance and exit of all the rides. Now, when it comes to tickets, I know we talked about the entrance, but how do the tickets work now?
Now tickets are 2 hours, ride as much as you want. So when you come to the north entrance, you'll purchase your ticket. And when you get to your first attraction, they'll scan your ticket and that will start your 2-hour time limit.
And then you can just ride like crazy.
Ride as many rides as you want in 2 hours.
If it's full, like you walk up, you want to go on a ride, Saturdays, Sundays, there's already the 250 people in here, what happens then?
There's a virtual queuing system.
Okay.
So you'll give your information and then you'll get a text message when it's time for you and your party to return and get your tickets.
Okay, that actually sounds great because there's plenty of other things that you can do while you're waiting to get in here, right?
Plenty to do, plenty to do.
And check the website, Nickelodeon Universal website, to see what rides are operating, because not all of them are back up and operational at this point. As you can imagine, some are a little harder to social distance than others. This one, getting all cleaned up and ready to go. Doors open here in just a short while, 11 a.m. Okay, so one of the rides that's closed, just for all my mama friends out there, Adventure Bay.
Is that a big one?
It's the Paw Patrol, like, free play one where they, impossible to keep kids away from each other, but I know that's also one of my kids' favorites. So you'll have to brace them before you go. Like, this ride is not going to happen today.
Sorry, honey. But like you were saying, I mean, I think that is nice for families because then maybe you don't have to wait as many lines. Usually you spend so much time waiting in lines at places that, kind of kills the vibe.
You get around the place for sure.
Cool. All right, next in the dish, 2020 has canceled basically everything. But Jennifer Aniston remains eternally optimistic for a Friends reunion episode.
We are too.
She talked with Deadline and said she was really sad when shooting for the unscripted reunion was scrapped thanks to the pandemic. The special would have debuted when HBO Max launched in May. Now, there's no date on when shooting may start, but her fellow Friends co-stars, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, David Schwimmer, Matt LeBlanc, and Matthew Perry, all of the crew, are all expected to appear. We spoke a little bit about this. Is it going to be entertaining? I mean, maybe in 2020, yes, but like...
That's true. I mean, we'll all watch it, even if they're probably just sitting around reminiscing.
Right.
Just to see them. Hopefully they put them in like their coffee, the cafe.
That's what I was thinking too, the Central Perk.
Yeah, just set them down on the couches with their coffees and that'd probably be enough for me.
That'd be pretty cute.
Just sit there and look at each other.
Pop up, and I think I would love the behind the scenes stories for a lot of those really popular episodes that we all know and love. Or like, what do you think would have happened to Rachel in 10 years? Yeah, I mean, that kind of stuff I think is interesting, but
that would be fun.
To sit down if they're all Zooming or Skyping.
I like your idea though. They did that with the Office podcast. Angela and Pam.
Yeah.
They watch old episodes and like recap it. And it's really fun and entertaining. So I think they could find some way to kind of add that in.
They could do something.
For sure. Still ahead, the All-Stars are going at it already in the Big Brother house. McCrae Olsen will join us next with what he thinks about the new season. We'll be right back.
All right. Just like the four of you, the rest of the house guests moved in pods of 4. Each pod has been kept separate, but now it's time for all of you to come together and find out who you'll be living with and competing against for the $500,000 grand prize. Okay, here are 4 of your housemates.
Yes. Who is that? What?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. And with that, the new season of Big Brother is underway. Season 22 features some of the best in an all-star season.
But it's not all true. I mean, they can't be all of the All-Stars because if that were the case, our next guest would be on the show, duh. Please welcome back to the show our favorite Big Brother alum, McCrae Olsen. Hey, McCrae.
How's it going? How's it going, guys? How's it going, everybody?
Pretty good. Happy Monday to you. Okay, big day. People love Big Brother, but before we get into season 22, if someone's not familiar with the show, give us a little scoop about the very basic synopsis of what goes on Big Brother.
Big Brother is a social strategy game where everyone lives together in a house. In that house, everyone gets powers and stuff like that. One person goes home every single week until there's only one person left who wins $500,000. All of this is broadcast live out to the internet 24/7, and you can watch people sleep on TV on the internet, basically. But yeah, it's just a social strategy game that people get evicted, and it's a little bit like quarantine life. You know, it's you're stuck. There's no TV. There's no outside influence. There's no books. There's no nothing. No no cell phones. So it's just a very, very straightforward social strategy game.
It is pretty basic. What do you think of the cast so far? Are any of those your former castmates?
No, my season is kind of blacklisted. We won't talk about that, but
I kind of want to.
I know it really is juicy. But the Janelle, who's been on the show, friend of the Jason show, she is on the show, and she's representative of Minnesota. She's played, this is her 4th time playing. She's the only person to ever play 4 times. So, I mean, we all have to put our collective energy behind Janelle to hope she finally brings it home and takes home a win for Minnesota, at least.
Well, we just saw her in the clip we played before we introduced you, McCrae. She's beautiful, she's wonderful, but I hear that there's some new twist in the show that she was just saved last night.
Yes,
Explain this to me.
Yeah, there was, so every season they always like to introduce a new twist. This season the twist is they can play in a competition before everything shakes out, and you know, someone can win that competition, get safety for themselves, and they can bring a +1 and give safety to someone else. Kaiser, who actually played in 2 of Janelle's first 2 seasons and was her ally, actually he won the competition and gave safety to Janelle. And the good thing about that is they were actually going to be targeted this week, so they really dodged a bullet, and it really shows the intuition that these older school players have. Like, these people haven't played for 14 years. They haven't been on TV for 14 years. We're in Big Brother 20 or 22, so this is 20 years of Big Brother. Some of these people haven't played for a while, but it's awesome to see their intuition take over and like them just get back into the game immediately. It's really fun to watch.
So obviously they know what they're doing. They did some good game playing and, you know, using that save. Who else is playing the game well, or do you see any front runners developing already?
So there's a guy that I am a big fan of. His name is Ian. He's a little nerdlinger like me. He's a good guy. He's a previous winner, so he'll have a big target on his back. But I think that kid has the social savvy to work his way through this game, even with such a target on his back. You know, a lot of people are going to underestimate him, but Ian, I'm a huge fan of Ian.
Okay, you mentioned him as someone who's good, who might have a target on his back. Anyone else you think might just be out there that's going to have that target the rest of the season?
So there's another winner, actually, Nicole Franzel. She's also another winner. The thing about being a winner is a lot of people aren't going to want a previous winner to win again.
Yeah.
So the thing about them is they're both going to have this huge target on their back, but as soon as one of them goes home, it's a lot easier to say, I want to sit at the very end of the game next to a previous winner because no one else will give that person the win. So it's like an easy win for you if you sit next to them. So, I mean, whichever one goes, the other one might stay till the end. The other, like, and kind of works like that. It's a very, very confusing, weird game, but the social strategy of it, I love it.
Yeah, it doesn't take much when you're watching it to get sucked into that world, especially since they have the live feeds. But do you want to tell us then who ended up on the block this week? Because we know who's safe now.
So the people that are on the block are Kevin from season 13 and Keisha from season 10. These are both kind of old school players that everyone wanted to see back. It's a really big bummer because, you know, we haven't seen these people for so long, and, you know, one of them is probably going to go home. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. But again, I'm just grateful that we're seeing all these old school players just be in the house, you know.
Do you think they should let the winners back on? The people who've already won the money?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's the thing about, like, the problem is that with Big Brother, like, you have to have everyone from all walks of life to come into the game to really get that, like, social hierarchy and just, like, the social gameplay. I mean, otherwise it's just like a charity. Like, then we should just put, like, people that have nothing in the house and let them play, which I wouldn't be opposed to either, but I think, like, the social dynamics of the game, it really is the best to watch when it really is people from all walks of life, all different backgrounds.
Right. I was reading an article online, though, that was saying that this season specifically, fans of the show think it's sort of set up, that they've already figured out who they want to win, that the first game was sort of set up. Explain this to those of us who maybe aren't as familiar with the show, and then tell us, do you think that's true?
Well, okay, so the fans they think that the executive producers, they think that they rig the game for certain people, the people that America loves. And to that I say, why didn't they rig it for me then? Everyone loved me.
Yeah. Duh.
No, I don't think they rig it. I think that production definitely has their favorites, but I don't think they outright rig it and stuff like that. The other thing about it is that all these people have known each other because they're all alumni. So it's a very tight-knit group when it comes to alumni. So they were all pre-gaming before the show even started. Everyone's in quarantine. Everyone's got their phones. Everyone's making text groups, and everyone's wheeling and dealing. And that's before the game even started. So I think that's what people are talking about when they talk about like, oh, this is already all set up. I mean, some of these alliances that have come out during the season so far, we're on day 6, I think. But some of these alliances, they definitely were made before the show even started with people that weren't even necessarily playing this season. It's a mess in the alumni world. I'll report back when I have some more sources that I can cite here. I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
Investigative reporter McCrae, our Big Brother expert, thank you so much. We are definitely going to have you back. Love your breakdown of the season so far.
I appreciate it, and thank you for having me.
Thanks, McCrae.
No problem. Have a good one.
If you want to follow McCrae, just head to Twitter and search McCrae Oli.
Oli?
Ole?
Ole?
Oh, I always thought it was his full name. It's like my Ole. McCrae. I'm really interested in this season just because of what he was talking about. This pregame sort of setup people are talking about. I'm like,
we got to get that out of him.
Extra juicy. All right, still ahead, I'll introduce you to a local woman who quit her corporate job to start her own furniture business. That coming up right after the break.
Dream big.
Down goes the lip gloss, everybody.
And can't get it now either.
Hate when that happens.
Maybe next time. Welcome back. It is a story of one woman following her passion and making a career out of it.
A few years ago, Brianna Botner quit her job and launched a furniture company. The result is Timber and Tulip. First things first, though, we're gonna have to point out the obvious. You don't look like somebody who would be in the industry of making really cool woodworking pieces. How did you get into designing Timber and Tulip? How did this all come about?
My background is actually in accounting and finance, if you can believe it.
No. So you're not even like a marketing graphic designer?
Not even a little bit. I was burnt out. Like, I wasn't happy in my current job, and so I just made the decision, like, do I pursue this, like, not 100% clear passion of mine, or do I go look for another job, which I know eventually I'm gonna hate? At that point, was like, you know what? I have all these ideas. I want to create these designs of my own, and so, if you can believe it, quit my corporate job and decided to literally start it from scratch as far as figuring out, like, okay, what is my first design that I want to create? I mean, it was kind of a crazy ride. It's not what I would recommend for people to do, just quit their job and start creating.
Was that terrifying?
It was a little bit terrifying, but at the same time, I think it came at the right time in my life. Like, I'm gonna take the leap. Worst case, I'm gonna be looking for a job again in 6 to 12 months.
Did you just kind of look it up on YouTube? Did you start taking classes?
The design and actually working with very talented craftsmen to actually bring it to life. It's all in the details, and that's like where it's like high quality versus low quality is like how those joints come together and all of those things that you don't even think about until you're like in it and actually building it.
The creativity. I absolutely love these. They're beautiful. Tell me about this line.
I would describe it as really like organic modern, but has some mid-century modern influences.
Definitely.
So what I mean by that is, you know, there's a simplicity in all the designs. Like, I very much believe in like keeping clean lines and a clean silhouette. Because otherwise it starts to get busy and distracting. There's not any detail in these pieces that has not been considered. So none of these are stained. These are all—
Really? They're not stained at all?
They're just the wood.
Wow.
So that's one of the things, we're always looking for the most beautiful materials. And another reason why we keep the design so simple, because then the wood can really shine. I love finding beautiful wood and then really showcasing in it a way that people can appreciate it.
The wood. There's so much cool wood over here. I feel like we have to check out. So I'm like, anyone who's watching this that maybe knows someone who's interested in carpentry, period, is gonna be like, this wood is gonna be what geeks them out too. So let's look at that. This is what it looks like when you get it.
So this is actually a set of slabs. So like the way I always like to explain it to people is the way these are cut, you can see the shape of the tree. So you see how it is a natural curve on the outside. Between the grain and just the shape, it's like a nice way to have kind of a simple table that has like that organic character to it.
Do you do live edge stuff ever for people if they ask for it?
We do live edge quite a bit. People like kind of these pieces that have character already and have a little bit more of that organic shape.
Obviously they go on the website for anything that you see here, but if they want some custom pieces, do they contact you on the website or how do people go about that?
So on the website we actually have an appointment scheduler. So people can schedule what are just an initial free consult. So it's like a 20 to 30 minute conversation about kind of the scope of your project, what you're looking for, your inspiration, budget, timeline. And then we kind of take the process from there.
Well, she was fascinating. My husband does some woodworking in his free time, and just seeing all that wood that she works with and learning how she learned the process of it. She doesn't make it, but I mean, to learn how to do that and follow your passion, you're pretty gutsy and it's pretty cool.
I've seen her stuff on Instagram and
it's really awesome. Well, to learn more about the cool furniture, check out timberandtulip.com or check out her Instagram, like she said.
Still ahead, producer Ted returns with his long awaited, we've been waiting a whole week for this, his review of Love on the Spectrum. We'll be right back. Did Ted write that about himself?
Weird. Thomas, what do you love about Ruth?
She's funny, fun to be with, really smart, a killer body, and just puts up with me.
Yeah, he loves my body. That's why he's dating me.
I really do. Sexy. Sexy. I think we do work well together. I'm autistic enough to understand Ruth, and she can understand me back. Likening it to curry, she's a very spicy chicken tikka masala, but I'm a nice mild butter chicken. No, I'm a mango chicken, I've decided. I want to be a mango chicken.
You'd be that mango chicken. That right there is a clip from the new dating show, Love on the Spectrum. It follows young adults who are on the autism spectrum as they explore the world of dating. It is available right now on Netflix. And the show's become a real big hit with audiences across the world, including our resident dating show expert.
And that means, once again, it's time for, oh, there he is, America Loves Ted. Good morning to you, Ted.
Good morning.
Oh, wow, yeah, that backdrop is new.
It's
looking
for
sharp there, Ted.
Newly renovated digs back here. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it. All right, producer Ted Johnson, fill us in on this new show, Love on the Spectrum. What's the skinny?
So we are following young adults who have autism. They're on the autism spectrum. So this is interesting. I have never watched a show like this before where you follow along, and a lot of times it's their first time ever really trying to go on a date or really interacting with a lot of people on a scale like that. This is, at first I was like, this is going to be really awkward, but it is really sweet, and just, you know, you watch it and you just feel good about life.
We need that right now too. So obviously we know that they're dating on the spectrum, but beyond that, like, how is this different from other dating shows, or kind of how does it work?
So there's not, you know, other dating shows, it's kind of, it seems a little bit more set up and kind of scripted. This is not scripted. This is whatever comes out of their mouth is what we see on the TV. There's coaching along the way, and there's no, it's not necessarily, you know, like a Bachelorette date. It's sort of, okay, we've set this person up with this person, and we're going to see how it goes. So it's a little bit more natural.
Well, that's what's what I'm gathering, it's a little different because they're not getting set up in the way that you do on other shows. How do they get set up?
It's unclear. It really is. They don't really say how they're set up. They just go on dates. Oh, but sometimes there's like matchmaking, you know, kind of like the speed dating thing. They've done that. Other times they'll just show up and they're meeting another person there. So it's different.
Now, I know with Indian matchmaking, which you reviewed last week, one of your digs on the show, one of your knocks, was that you never got to find out if the romances blossomed beyond the date. Do you get kind of a resolution on this one?
Well, I'm only about 4 episodes in.
Okay. Is it the same couples the whole time?
We get new couples throughout, so there is some of that. And there are some people where you're like, I just want to keep seeing this person. But there are relationships that take off from this, and that's fun to see. And here's the thing: these people are brutally honest. Which we go on dates, and it's like, I'm not going to say this about this person, but I'm never going to go on a date with them. Right. They're like, you don't like anime, we're not going on another date.
Well, I like that. I like that about them too. Is there anyone that really stands out to you at this point on the show? Like any couples that you really like, or any people that you're really drawn to?
I really like this guy, Michael. He's him right there. He is funny and just like really serious, really wants to find love, but has just like the best dry humor out there. It takes a special lady to find that, to like that. Hopefully he finds it. We're still waiting on him.
Okay, so now you have to do a little bit of a ranking. You've been watching a lot of dating shows, all for the sake of the show. You wouldn't do this outside of the show, no way. No. You want to do some rankings?
Sure. So we've got the Bachelorette way up here, right?
Of course. Yeah, tippy top.
I would put this above Indian matchmaking. I would put it up above Indian matchmaking.
Why?
I just was
Genuine
laughing
love?
I was laughing out loud at points. It just did it for me. Indian matchmaking was great, but this is just.
Netflix giving us all the dating shows.
Giving us all the feels too. Well, Ted, thank you so much for your lovely commentary on Love on the Spectrum.
And that show is available now on Netflix.
Sounds pretty good. I like it. I would totally dig this.
Genuine, endearing.
Yeah, I love people who are just like blunt and to the point. It's fabulous.
Cut to the chase.
Folks, we will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Man, it is a Monday today. Hey, folks, you can stay connected with us in The Jason Show. All you gotta do is check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Jason Show TV. Or you can find Shane and I, too. We're pretty fun.
We try.
Yeah, we try.
We do our best.
We'll be right back, everybody.
Welcome back. It's a Monday in 2020, and we all know it's been a difficult year. And even last night was a difficult night with the storms keeping us up.
Oh, that was bad. All right, and there's a social media trend where people are portraying each month of the year with a picture of themselves. You might have seen it at this point. Several famous faces are part of it. Now, first up, Reese Witherspoon. I think she's the first one I saw, so she may have started this.
Of course
Either way,
she did.
Here she is. You can see her as Elle Woods in January, so hopeful. She's going to law school. Then things change in March, leading to the face you see there, June through September. I'm guessing that's from the show where she backpacks through the wilderness.
Oh, Wild. Yeah, that was a good one. Okay, I love all these. Next up is Sarah Michelle Gellar. We share a birthday, so I am a big fan of hers. And you can see her transition. Oh, is that I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Oh, my word.
Oh, she has all the faces. Look at that. Let's hope the rest of the months take a different turn.
I was really hoping to see a Daphne on there, though. Her Scooby-Doo Daphne.
Okay.
Because that would have been a funny, like, the June one, like, Shaggy?
Really weird out here. You haven't put one together yet?
No. I mean, how many people, though, have, like, pictures that look that bad of themselves that they keep? Like, come on.
I have a few of you.
Stop it. I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Every day I ask her what color she's wearing, and she does one of these. It's like up the nose, chin, lip shot of her dress color. And then she texted me today and said, I hope you're not keeping these.
Please, God, don't keep these. Like,
and I
up
have
the
them
nose,
all.
like double chins. Here we go. They're hot
I'll
photos.
delete them.
Please.
Tomorrow on the show, we have Psychic Maria. She is back with her predictions for the rest of 2020. Can I tell you?
What?
Granted, she had a 50-50 shot here, but she did predict I was having a boy.
Really?
She did. And so he was
Okay.
going to talk a lot, and he'd be named after someone in the family, which I had already known he was going to be named after someone in the family. Which
Stop it. Oh my word.
It felt like, I thought she nailed it.
People love her. And hey, attention, fans of 90 Day Fiancé. We're talking live to twin sisters, Darcy and Stacey. People like this one love the show about their new spin-off series. That's tomorrow on The Jason Show. Thank you, everybody. Take a nap. Be kind to one another. We are all tired today. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Good advice. Tuesday will be better. Same to you.